Oh my goodness, guys. I was on the phone for about 2 weeks every single day with attorneys. What's going on, everybody? It's Sasha, your real estate market expert here in Charlotte. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing well. Today, we're going to be talking about new construction and what builders actually won't tell you. If you find this video helpful, or if you know some friends or family that might be looking for a new construction home in the future or currently, do me a favor and share this video with that person. But with all that being said, let's get right into it. So I just want to say before we start, there's nothing wrong with new construction. I've helped a bunch of people buy new construction homes, but it's my job as an agent, as a realtor, to advise you of all the possible scenarios and all the possible outcomes that can happen when you get into a new construction home. So I'm making this video to educate you so you can make a better informed decision before you finalize any new construction homes or before you start looking for that new construction home. So the first thing no one will tell you is that new construction homes are priced at the height of the market. Builders are trying to get as much as possible for these homes, and it's not uncommon to see new construction homes up on some of your real estate websites, and then the next morning go look and there's been a couple $1,000 increase in the property. And it's funny because I'll call them when they do that and just say, hey, this property was priced at 285 yesterday. Why is it going up to 289.9? And obviously they always say, oh, my assistant made an error. It's not an error. It's not a mistake. The builder is seeing the demand for these properties and he's just charging more. So when you're buying a new construction home, you're paying for all that stuff. You're paying for it being a brand new house, and you're paying for some of the warranties that they provide. New construction homes, most of them provide some great warranties, 1 to 2 year warranties on certain things, and then 10-year, 15, 20-year structural warranties, which is really nice. But you should know that when you're buying a new construction home, if down the line in a year or two you decide to sell it, it's really hard to get more than what you paid for it. Reason being, it's still a new construction home, but now somebody lived in that home. Most people, when you're buying a new construction home, you want no one to have lived in it before. So most of the time you take a loss. I'll explain that in a second. But usually if you're trying to get more than what you paid for it after you've lived in a new construction home for a year or two, it's highly unlikely. And most of the time, somebody can go just a half mile down the road and buy a new construction home for a little bit more than you're asking in most cases. So the reason I did the air quotations for lose money, think about it this way. If you rented a single family house for, let's just make the math easy and say $1,500 a month. So $1,500 a month times 12 is $18,000. If you lived in that rental for 3 years, that's $54,000 you spent on a rental, and when you get out of it, you got nothing. You're basically starting from scratch. So I'm not saying you lose money when you have a new construction home. Hopefully you'll be able to break even, or even if you lose a couple $1,000, $6,000, $8,000, it really doesn't matter because basically you are paying rent and you got 3 years of rent for $8,000. But you do need to know new construction homes are priced at the height of the market, and they're usually going to be as expensive as possible, and the builder is going to demand as much money as he possibly can for those houses. Now, don't forget, this is on a case-by-case basis. There are times when you do get that appreciation after a couple years and you're able to make some money. But I'm just speaking for a majority of the time. The second thing no one's going to tell you about new construction is once you've written up a contract and paid your deposits to the builder, it is an absolute nightmare if you decide that you do not want that house anymore. I literally have PTSD from a scenario where this lady called me one day and she said, hey, I'd like you to be my realtor. We met up, we looked at a couple properties, and then she had mentioned something about putting a deposit down already on a new construction house. So it clicked and I was like, well, what are you talking about? You put a deposit down on a new construction house. She said, yeah, I like this new construction house. I put a $15,000 deposit on the house, But now I'm starting to rethink the area and I want to see what other houses are out there. And I wish I could animate this where my head explodes, but I don't know how to do that yet. But oh my goodness, guys, I was on the phone for about 2 weeks every single day with attorneys, builders, the builder representatives, the agents that are there, and it was horrible. They would not let her out. They threatened for litigation. They wanted to take her to court. So not only was she gonna lose that money, but they were essentially trying to force her to buy that house, or they were trying to hit, I can't remember the term they used, but they were trying to basically sue her for them working on this house that was already completed. It was just used as a model home, so they were using it as their office. But they were basically trying to sue her for more money and almost force her to buy that house. Shortly after, though, we got everything worked out and things smoothed out, but she did move into that house. They still wouldn't let her out of it, but she ended up, going back to her actually wanting that house. But what I want to say is it was an absolute nightmare. So when you put that deposit down, and usually it's not a small amount, it can be anywhere from 5,000, 10,000. I've seen percentages, 5 to 10% of the purchase price and things of that nature. But make sure that that is exactly what you want, because if you're looking to back out of a new construction, it is a headache. And I can tell you from experience, so that's exactly why I'm making this video, so you don't make this mistake. And I actually am gonna link another video down here. It's not by me, it's made by some attorneys. And this poor guy in Orlando, same thing happened to him. Getting out of the new construction once you put a deposit down is a nightmare. Remember that. Now this is gonna bring me to my next point, which is hire a realtor. When you are going into a new construction site, when you're walking into those offices, every single person that's in that office is representing the builder. Their main goal is to get the builder as much money as possible and to sell out of those houses. I've been in certain places. Most of them, I'll be honest, I'd probably say 90% of them are really awesome. They're really friendly. They try to help you as much as they possibly can. And then the other 10% I've walked in where it's just that used car salesman approach, which I absolutely hate. And they're just kind of, almost pushing the house on you. And you do not want to get caught up in that. I know people that have had a really bad experience with those representatives. But what I'm trying to say is they represent the builder and they're looking out for the builder's best interest. Unless you feel extremely confident about your abilities to read these contracts, housing, and you've done this before, then you can go out on your own. But unless that's the scenario, make sure you have a realtor representing you so you know what you're getting into and you have that person with a fiduciary duty to be looking out for your best interest. If you're still watching this, first of all, thank you. And here is a bonus tip just for you for watching this entire video. New construction, there's absolutely nothing that can go wrong with it, right? Wrong. New construction homes are amazing. They're built by people. People make mistakes. No matter what you're buying, always get a home inspection. If possible, try to do a pre-drywall inspection where you're looking at all the piping, all the studs, everything. Get an inspector, pre-drywall inspection, after drywall, and then the completed product. You would be amazed at some of these inspection reports that I've seen in the past with things that are wrong with the house, and you're just scratching your head thinking, this is a new construction house. Why is all this stuff popping up? So bonus tip, make sure you get the house inspected no matter what. So guys, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If there's anything in the world I can ever do for you, call, text, or email me anytime. If you recently bought a new construction house and you're watching this and you're kind of upset about something, or if you might have had a certain experience, feel free to comment down below. I'd love to chat with you. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye.